The following program, Thai Ties, is proudly brought to you by Singer Beer, the original Thai beer since 1933. And Tangola Asian, the specialist in Thai food groceries in Victoria. Visit tangolafood.com.au to find out how to order. Hi and welcome to the second edition of Thai Ties. I'm your Thai Australian host, Daniel Ratanapinta. Last week I embarked on a journey into my Thai heritage where I met up with Tan Punturaumporn. Now he's linked me up with Kru Chari from the Thai Language School of Melbourne and Ron Rakum, a very talented cook that will be teaching me Thai cuisine at its very best. Also this week I'll embark on a spiritual journey into my Thai heritage here at the Bodhivana Buddhist Monastery in East Warburton. All that and more, so enjoy the show. As I embarked on a quest to explore the Thai culture here in Australia, I came across many influential people, and my journey has only just begun. But if I'm to look into my Thai heritage, I would have to reconnect with the Thai community. Now, besides festivals, the biggest and most common way the Thai community comes together has to be through their spirituality. Now, last week I was at the Bodhivana Buddhist Monastery with a family friend, Khun Tan Punturaumporn, where he spoke passionately about his faith and why he finds so much peace in Buddhism.
If you ask me why do we need to search for peace, can I answer you in the other way around? Just listen to one of the enlightened monk teaching. He say, our mind is an ongoing thing.
Yep.
After our body die, our mind doesn't die. The mind is like energy. It go on from one form and transform to another form. It's pretty much eternal, really. Okay. Whatever we do in our past life, which is law of karma, whatever we do in the past will have consequence. So nothing will happen if there's nothing happen. What Buddhism believes is cause and effects. If there's no cause, there won't be any effects. And the way we're born here, we're born with this look, we're born with this couple of moms and dad, or whoever going to be your children in future, or your job, or your wealth, your health, your everything. It's no coincidence. There's no coincidence in the book of Buddhism. Hi Daniel, I'll introduce you to Ajahn Kalyano.
Okay, let's go, yeah. He then introduced me to the abbot monk at the monastery, Ajahn Kalyano. Born Daniel Jones in South London, Kalyano moved to Ubon Ratchathani in East Thailand after completing university in the UK. He was fully ordained and was a student of one of the most well-known and respected monks of the time, the Venerable Ajahn Chah.
The main thing, a monastery is a place to study and practice the Buddhist teachings. So most of the people who are living in the monastery are here long term. Not everybody becomes a monk. Some people are just here to study for a longer period of time, to learn to meditate and learn the Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist teachings. Some though do go on to become monks. So what we have here, we have our main hall, which you've seen up on the hill. That's called an ordination hall. So we built that, was the first thing we built, first major project, and that's so we can have both a place to ordain new monks and also a place to practice meditation, do chanting, meditation. Okay. When we do meditation, we do sitting and walking meditation, so it's good to have an indoor place in the winter to do walking where we walk up and down. And other facilities have just grown up over the last few years because of the increasing number of residents. So we've got more huts. We all live, each monk will live in a hut on the mountain in the forest, one per hut. And even some of the short-term visitors, we give the chance to practice living in a hut on their own.
Okay. How would you describe the Dhamma or Buddhism as a whole in a brief description?
Well, many people ask that question. We like to have brief descriptions. Perhaps maybe there's a use to that. It helps us just to remember easily. But somebody once asked the Buddha, well, briefly, what do you teach? And the Buddha said, well, briefly, I teach about suffering and the end of suffering. Meaning that, in life, everybody will experience different kinds of suffering, unhappiness, stress. But the Buddha also said, well, there is a way out of the unhappiness, the stress, the suffering we experience in life. And so all the Buddhist teachings are with that goal in mind, is to experience the freedom of suffering, the happiness of a peaceful mind. Okay. So briefly, that's what we're practicing, is how to develop a peaceful mind, a happy mind. But obviously each individual, there's many aspects of the practice, many parts of the practice that go together to make the whole. So in one sense it's very scientific. You say, oh, it's just like proving a theory. There's this theory, I'm going to put it into practice in my daily life, see, is it correct? And you might find, yeah, it's correct, or you might find, no, it's not correct, but you've really proven it through your own efforts, your own actions. So it's not simply just believing in something. It begins like that, maybe, but you have to then really practice with it to really know for yourself. There was one time somebody came to, a bit like you, they came to interview the Buddha. This is a story we have come down from the time of the Buddha. He came to interview the Buddha about what he taught. And this man who was going to interview the Buddha was from another religion, another belief system, so he's suspicious of the Buddha. And he sat down, and while he was waiting, the Buddha was giving a talk to his regular students. And there was one student, Venerable Sariputta, who was considered to be the wisest of monks. And he's sitting there listening to the Buddha respectfully, quietly. And at the end of the talk, the Buddha had given a talk on a topic. He turned to all the monks and said, so, do you believe what I just said? Do you accept it? He asked Sariputta, the wise one sitting at the front, and Sariputta said, no, I don't believe it, I don't yet accept it. And this visitor, who was waiting to ask a question from the Buddha, watched this, and he couldn't believe it, because he said, hold on, this is one of your wisest disciples, the leading disciple, he's sitting here and he's telling you he doesn't believe you. He thought, that's very strange, I've never met this before. So the Buddha asked him, well, why don't you believe me? And Sariputta said, I can't yet believe what you said until I've gone away and tested it for myself. If I go away, I practice with this teaching you've given us today, and my experience matches what you've been discussing and talking about, and it's the same, then I can say, yes, I'll believe what you've said, it's true. Okay. Only then. And the Buddha said, oh, that's correct, that's the right answer. Yeah. This new guy is just like, oh, this is a whole new approach. I thought you're supposed to just believe and accept everything. But he said, no, you have to really practice with it and know for yourself. You can't just take the words of others.
I have started to notice there are some things that I've missed out on, and that would be starting with etiquette. I think I was talking to the Royal Consulate General, and I referred to the ambassador by his first name, and you have to call him His Excellency, and then with all these terms and whatnot. You just try and take me through just part of a piece of Thai culture.
Well, there's some very skillful things that the Thai culture has inherited from Buddhism. One is to develop a sense of respect, mutual respect in society. So we have ways of addressing other people. So if they're older than us, you respect the fact that they're older than us. So you might call somebody P. Before that, use P before their name. Or you talk to somebody, you give them the name Khun for you. So we have these respectful ways, just acknowledging somebody who may be senior to you or elder to you, or maybe it's your boss at work or somebody like that. You have ways just expressing that in society, but it's reciprocal. So it's not like it's just anybody who's older or bigger or more important. You always have to be very deferential. And they never do anything back to you. It works both ways. In life, in the society really promotes sort of mutual respect between people. Partly it's also based on the sense of gratitude, particularly for elders. So like parents, grandparents, people who've helped us. You see Thai society steeped in that, because it's just true. It's in the West now, our culture is very much based on the individual, and you push everything for the individual rights and individual achievements, and there's something good in that as well. But in Thailand they also say, well, an individual can't be successful without some support, and it's just remembering that there's also the support of parents, teachers, people who have supported us in our life.
I can't say what lures me to Buddhism. Is it just the Thai people that happen to be there, or is it more? Time will tell when I go to Bangkok. Till then, I'll just continue to search into my Thai heritage, and who knows what to expect in the future. After the break, we'll catch up with Ron Rakum in the kitchen, and we'll go over some more Thai language with Kru Chari. Stay tuned.